everyone, it's Appleminte and welcome back again to my channel. As always, I post a new video every week, so if you're interested in art related videos, please consider subscribing. So I've been having fun with these types of videos lately. For this video, I have gone ahead and drawn a sketch of a random girl. I don't know, I just kind of made her up as I went, and I wanted to use her for today's video. So I have reprinted this drawing onto watercolor paper. This is watercolor paper by Arteza. You can find the link for that in my description. So I'm really excited to color these, and why don't we just get started? So these are the Crayola watercolor pencils, the 12 set. I was able to find these at my local Michael's Craft Store with a coupon for $3, so the price hovers around that. I'm not sure how high my hopes are for these pencils. However, lately in the past, Crayola has proven to be pretty decent, so there is hope. And there wasn't any specific information about these pencils in the back, just some instructions on different ways you can use them. Now, I'm not sure why pencils would ever need to cost $60, but I bought these pencils about a year or two ago, and when I bought them they were $60. The price may have changed slightly since then, but it depends where you find them and where you buy them. So the back of the packaging has a statement. These versatile pencils have a water-soluble core, allowing you to draw and paint with complete control. They can be used wet or dry on wet or dry paper to create a variety of effects. And then underneath that, they've got techniques and different ways you can use them. I really want to know if these are worth the hike in the price. So let's find out. So as I normally do for these types of videos, I'm going to start off with the cheap supply here. I've got my Crayola watercolor pencils, and in case you're not sure what watercolor pencils are or you haven't heard of them before, they're basically a type of colored pencil that once you add water to, they kind of turn into a watercolor paint-like substance. And as you saw on the back of the packaging on both of these types of pencils, they say that you can either go with the pencil first and then add water, or you can add the water and then color over it with the pencil. I prefer to do it the first way, but yeah, that's just my preference. Anyway, so going with these pencils, something that I noticed was, I know I had the 12 set, but I couldn't find a larger one in my store. So the difficult thing for me here was to try to create a skin tone for her, a peachy skin tone that wasn't going to be too crazy, because unlike with regular colored pencils, what you see is not always what you're going to get, because I wasn't sure how, once I added water to this, how it was going to act, and I didn't want to screw it up. So I tried to keep it light with the orange and yellow, and a little bit of brown there to make it a, I guess a light color without it looking too much on the orange side or too much on the yellow side. I wanted to find a balance, and that was a little difficult with these. And Crayola, I noticed, does have pretty vibrant colors. A lot of people have commented in my past videos that the Crayola products that I use are very vibrant, but a lot of the time they don't blend as well as some other products do, or they just don't have that bigger range of shades, so it really depends with each product. But once I added water here, I noticed that my fear kind of came true, and she kind of looked like she sat too long in the tanning bed, if you know what I mean. She looks a little bit orange, and there's nothing wrong with it. It looks okay, but it wasn't really what I was going for. So this really came down to playing around with it a bit, adding a little extra brown for shading, adding a little bit extra yellow to certain areas, and then for the hair, I went with purple because, whatever, I like purple, and the hair wasn't too bad to do. I left some spaces open for highlights and things like that, and I only had one purple pencil in this set, which is kind of disappointing, so I went ahead and mixed in some black to shade it, and then also mixed in some pink to give it a little bit more variety. So that was what I did with that. Overall, I didn't find these pencils to be bad. They worked pretty well, and actually turning into watercolors, they did look good. They didn't look like pencil. Once I added the water, you couldn't see any of the lines from the original pencil that was put down anymore, so I did like that. but you know, it kind of came out looking a little muddy in terms of her skin, in my opinion, but it wasn't as bad as I feared it could have gone, so I'm not upset with the product that came out of it. These pencils were pretty easy to use, and for the $5 or $3 price tag, I should say, because they are sold many places for $3 or so, I would say that it is definitely very worth it to try these out, because you really have nothing to lose, and they're very affordable. And like I said, the quality was pretty decent, so definitely not that bad. Whew, okay, now it's time to pull out the big guns, the heavy duty, whatever you want to call it, the expensive pencils. Maybe I'm going into this with a harsh mindset just because they're so much more money compared to the cheaper ones, but they better work really well for the price that they are. So the main difference that I noticed with these was the softness of the lead on the paper. And if you've used watercolor paper before, you know that it's got more texture, it's got more tooth to it, so it is not the smoothest paper to use, and that's especially true with pencils, which is why you typically don't use pencils on watercolor paper. However, I did notice a difference in how soft the lead was compared to the other pencils, the Crayola pencils. These did glide on a little bit better, and I was able to blend the colors a little bit more than I was in the, well, also blend and layer more than I was with the other pencils. However, the difference really wasn't that drastic in terms of the coloring stage. I did go a little bit lighter on the skin so that I wouldn't have all just one flat color, and I could get a little bit more of a highlight and shadow. So when it came to the actual watercoloring portion, I'm gonna be completely honest, I didn't notice that much of a difference. I mean, okay, the quality of the colors was very nice. I did find that it was decently pigmented for what it was. When I colored it with the pencils, I didn't go in and go ham and like push down really hard with the pencils to get the most color out. Like, I wanted this to be, you know, decently soft picture. So I didn't go crazy, but when it came to coloring it with the water and turning them into paints, it was pretty, but it wasn't like $60, like, or what's the difference here? $57 more better? I don't know if that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to be the judge of that on what you think in terms of the difference between these two sets of pencils. But in terms of her hair, I guess I'll say, so I had two different purples in this set. I had a lavender and I had a darker purple, and it was good. I was happy at least I had another color to shade with, but honestly, when I went in with the water, it didn't really make that much of a difference. Like the Crayola one, I could just, you know, press a little lighter with one pencil and then press darker with that same pencil and get the same kind of effect. So I don't know, I didn't really feel like having that extra shade really did much when it came to turning these into watercolor. Maybe that's just me. Anyway, and then I noticed there was really no like bright pink in this set. There was only like this really soft baby pink, and I did use that and mix that in with her hair as I did in the Crayola one, but you can barely see it, honestly. And that's just, I guess, something that I wish this set had. I do like the color pink, and I wish I could have added that. And it didn't really have like a peach skin tone color in this set. It was just like a tan that came with it. So I guess that worked out because I ended up using that really lightly and then coloring with water over it, and it, you know, gave me the effect that I wanted. A lot better than the Crayolas did, in my opinion. But is it a $60 difference? I don't know, honestly. I mean, most of these videos for me, I end up saying that I like the more expensive version better, but I don't know if I can say that here. I really don't think I'm gonna go out and tell you that you should go buy these really expensive pencils over the Crayola ones if you're just looking to try these kinds of things out. So, I don't know. So guys, these are my two artworks side by side. You be the judge as to which you think is better. The Crayola is on the left and the Derwent is on the right. Honestly, if I didn't know, I would have guessed that the more expensive one was on the left, just because it looks a little more vibrant on camera. But you know my opinion. I think that at the given price point, Crayola watercolor pencils are a little bit more worth it than the $60 Derwent pencils. But leave your opinions in the comment section below. I would love to know what you guys think. Do you like the cheaper pencils and the more vibrant look that they have, or do you like the fact that the other pencils give a more soft look? Let me know. So until my next video, thank you guys so much for watching. You can follow me on my Instagram and my other social media accounts in the description box below. You can find the links to all the products I used today also in the description box below, so please check that out for everything. And subscribe if you haven't already and you like these kinds of videos. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a beautiful day. Bye bye!